Hey YouTube, it is Thursday night and we're going to play a little bit of Phantasy Star Online. So we're going to go online a little bit. We're going to see what we can find. I did put a post in a couple of the various groups that I contribute to on Facebook, and we're going to see if anybody's available tonight. Couple of really cool developments happening around in the Dreamcast world lately, in particular around the online world. So a game that I don't think anybody expected went online, and I think I mentioned that last time, which was Monaco Grand Prix. And I was able to play it for a little bit, and it is amazing online. I'm really impressed. It can handle up to pardon me, it can handle up to 6 players at once. And much like Starlancer, there's virtually no lag. There's no frame skipping, nothing like that. It's incredibly smooth. If you're a fan of like Gran Turismo style games, it's something you'll probably enjoy. I just thought it was amazing. There is one small downside to it, and that's the fact that it's a PAL exclusive, PAL UK, and it's not exactly cheap. That being said, if you can burn it to CD, go for it. If you can find a copy for cheap, even better. But you know, if you're like me, just get the ISO, the GDI file, put it on USB, throw it on your Dreamcast, you're good to go. So I just thought I'd let everybody know that that is definitely a game to look out for. I'm going to put a message out probably tomorrow night, Friday, which is generally when people play Quake, and see if anybody's available. But I definitely want to do a stream of that because that's a fantastic game. But in the interim, let's just go online and see who we can find in the Dreamcast world. Okay. And here we go. Everything's loading up nicely. Oh, thanks so much for joining the stream. I know that the time that I go on isn't necessarily the best for everyone, but you know, unfortunately, it's the only time I really have to get online and check things out. So it is what it is. Okay, Phantasy Star Online. Here we go. So it has been a couple days. I can't remember exactly the last time that I was on. I think it was last week. And during this week, I actually got quite a few pickups. Everything was basically found in thrift stores. Didn't really have any successful trades. Didn't really buy anything. Actually, I'm just looking at my pile now. Bought nothing from eBay. Actually, eBay is a whole other issue altogether. There seems to be quite a bit of scammers on there recently. I don't know if anybody else sells things or purchases things, but quite a few reputable sellers, particularly overseas in China, Malaysia, Hong Kong, things like that. They'll have stores that were established for, I don't know, 5, 6, sometimes 10 years. They have, you know, 10,000 positive feedback replies. And then for whatever reason, they just get hit with a wave of negative replies. Nobody's getting their merchandise, and eBay ends up removing them. So that happened to me about 3 times in a row. I also had a lot of day one bidders. Like basically they would just start an account that day, zero feedback, nothing, have really suspicious mailing addresses. Like there's one particular person that wanted me to mail something to a hotel. Yeah, I just ended up refunding everything. I couldn't be bothered. I didn't really want to go through the aggravation of sending it out and then having, you know, somebody claim that it didn't arrive for whatever reason. Because even if you do have a tracking number, just remember that eBay doesn't care. Even if it's signed, if a person says that they never received anything, you will not win if they file a claim. Okay, cool. We got Yarika. Cool. I know who that person is. Welcome aboard. All right, let's go and say hello. Hey. Let's actually, you know what? Let's go. Let's see if you want to grind. Did you want to grind quickly? We could go to Vega and do TFF on hard mode and get you to at least level 30 tonight. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Alright, so we're gonna switch ships. I'm just curious, I'm not gonna join any teams, but I'm just curious who's here. There's one person just starting a casual team. Okay, no big deal. Change ship, Vega, block 1. Here we go. Okay. And let's start a team. No, let's... Okay, no problem. Well, let's make sure that we do a quick game then. So let's start off our team name, UGB, and difficulty will be hard and register. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's late for me too. It's about what, 9:30 here, which isn't late by most people's standards, but I have to be at work by like 5 a.m. tomorrow, so you know, I tried to start as early as possible. So we'll do a quick couple of levels. Maybe somebody else will join after Yarika, I think that's how you pronounce her name, jumps in. Okay, let's go right to the guild. Let's not waste any time. Okay. Come to... Okay, cool. They're here. Alright, so let's do a VR event towards the future. Yes. Alright, here we go. No worries if you're level 18, like, I mean, especially on off nights and there's not a whole lot of people around, I have no problem helping people out. And at level 18 and even at level 17, I'm just looking at the chat here, I mean, we can get you to level 20 in one game easily. I'll just hold back, I'll use a shot weapon, and you know, you guys can tag everything and we'll just grind through a level and get you to at least level 20. That's when this game really starts becoming fun. When you start playing in normal levels, I don't find it as entertaining, but hard is generally when you start getting cool loot. It's when you start getting like grinders and things that start building up your weapons. Definitely gets more interesting after hard mode. And then, of course, once you get the ultimate, it's just a whole new game altogether. So, okay, so here is our friend. Let's go to Forest 2. Yes, there are actually new quests added from time to time. They're generally called seasonal events, so there's probably one coming up soon for Halloween. I can't remember what the Halloween one was called exactly. Halloween, I want to say Halloween Holocaust, but that's probably wrong. I do. Do you need one? Yes, definitely get your Dreamcast online. There's never been a better time to, well, I guess 1999 would have been a great time as well. But definitely a good time to get online. There's a lot of new people coming here every day. One thing I really like about this community, though, too, is that everybody is pretty cool. You don't see, there's like maybe one or two folks that like to cause problems, but overall, everybody's like really good with each other. There's really no infighting or anything like that. There's the occasional person that'll start a bit of drama, but they typically don't last too long. Oh, I gotta take better care of our friend over here. I'll try and distract them. Okay, let's take care of this guy here. And, oh, okay, we got a whole new other wave of enemies. That's okay. Alright, sweet. I'm enjoying this person's weapon already because... Oh, geez. Because they're able to tag pretty much the entire screen. Awesome. Okay, cool. We are going to have no problems. Cool. We are going to have no problems getting you to level 30 tonight. I spelled tonight wrong, but it's all good. Hey, how's it going, John? Alright, where is... Okay, there we go. Cool. Oh, got tagged there a little bit himself. And boom, let's take them all out. Yeah, you know what? As I've said a couple of times, this particular console completely... Oh, sweet. Got a special enemy. This console in particular completely passed me by. It was at a time, like when it was released, I remember seeing it a bit on television, but you also got to think, this is still the late 90s. So it wasn't unusual for people, especially like me, who during that time I lived in like really rural Ontario, where, you know, it was dirt roads and all you had was the aerial. You didn't have anything else. We did have a satellite at one point, because also during that time, some of you might remember, it was really popular to have those bootleg satellites. And anyways, the only thing with that is that you typically didn't get commercials because you're watching like paid television for free, right? So free HBO and all that fun stuff. But anyways, I didn't really see a lot of advertising for it. I saw a couple of commercials, and I don't particularly think I was into new gaming at that time. The last system I bought during that particular era was the PlayStation 1. Didn't really get into it, just had a bunch of other things going on in my life. I was really big into music, so I was mostly doing that. And you know, it's like anything else, you're a teenager, so you're out partying and having a good time. And I did play the occasional video game with people, but even back then, I think the friends that I had at that time thought it was more entertaining that I was still really into things like Nintendo. So, you know, we were 18, and you know, when you're that age, maybe more now than it was back in the day, but you know, you want to kind of get the newest stuff, and the fact that I wasn't really into the newest stuff kind of made people laugh a bit. You know, they thought it was kind of funny that I was still into things like Contra, but hey, those games are great. They're still great today. Like, a lot of people realize that, you know, there's a lot of shit ones too, but overall, I mean, the NES has at least a good solid, I would say a good solid 30 to 40 still playable games today. Okay, sweet. Let's actually just murder this thing quick. Okay. Wow, it's putting up a lot of punishment. Hey, good to see people from Puerto Rico. Hope everybody's doing well over there. I know that that area is getting hit pretty hard by hurricanes right now. And I've got some friends that live in South America, and correct me if I'm wrong, Puerto Rico is in South America, correct? I never said that I was the most worldly of people, but that's where I assume it is. Anyways, I had some friends in Mexico, which I definitely know is in South America, and yeah, they're getting hit pretty hard. Okay, sweet, we took them both out at the same time. Awesome. Level 1 clear. Okay, so let's switch our weapon back. And do we have any items that we need to be using? Not really, but you know what? We should probably put our mag back after we're done using it. Yeah, see, our sync is back to 0. Fuck. Bad move on my part. Okay. Alright, let's go to the next level. We're going to be able to blast through this pretty quick, I think. Yeah, so like I think I got wise to the Dreamcast actually in 2005. Like to actually kind of start playing it as an actual system. A friend of mine had his girlfriend bought him one because he always wanted one, and they must have been dirt cheap back then. I didn't even ask how much they were, but you got to think this is way before the silly retro craze where everything's gone through the roof. And even now you can find Dreamcasts for an extremely reasonable price. Most of them on eBay don't go for more than $30 to $40 Canadian, and even then, you know, you can find them maybe not. You know what's funny? Not on local buy and sell groups. I find people on local buy and sell groups actually want a lot for their Dreamcasts, but you know, I still find them at thrift stores and things like that every once in a while. I'd say like maybe not as much now as I did before, but I was finding at least 2 or 3 a year in thrift shops. And I think since they're not really high on the radar of a lot of people doing the inventory there, you could generally get them with like a couple of controllers and things like that, and most of the hookups for, you know, 20 bucks. That's actually how I first really got into it. I finally decided, okay, I'm gonna see what this system's all about. And because I just didn't want to get into a new system. This is about 3 years ago now. Just collecting burnout, you know. I knew if I was going to go, I was probably going to go deep. So, you know, I was like, okay, well, everybody keeps saying that it's great. And I did play a couple of games way back in the day, and they were pretty fun. So let's give it a try. And, you know, the rest is history. Like, I haven't gone as deep as some people have, but definitely gone deeper than I have with most other consoles, especially for consoles that are more or less new to me. Even though this is a really old console, I never played this game back in the day, so every time I play it, I generally find something new and interesting to experience in it. You know, all the little tricks. It seems like such a simple game, and then you realize all of the little things that you can do in it to make the game experience much more enjoyable, like the crafting of special weapons and the different rewards and the different kind of special weapons and some of the different attacks that the weapons offer. Like when I first discovered the Heaven Punisher, for instance. In fact, what time are we at? Oh, we got a lot of time before we can use that. You know, that was pretty amazing. I didn't understand the special attack on that, and I guess if I was to go back on past videos, I doubt it happened, but maybe there's a possibility I sold one just because I didn't really look into what it could possibly do. But yeah, guess 3 years ago, the first game I actually think I bought was, I think it was Phantasy Star Online. Don't know 100%. It might have been something else. Oh. Yeah, I think we're going this way. What could it possibly have been if it wasn't Phantasy Star Online? Because I think I burned a game first. Maybe it was Red Dog, actually. Sweet. Because I know when I burned Phantasy Star Online, I was really unimpressed because I was playing the solo campaign first. And that's when I started doing the research, and I was like, I hear people can still get this online. I wonder how you do it. And went on a bunch of different forums, and there was a bunch of different... Oh, I guess our friend took that. That's okay. Probably needs it more than I do at this point. Doing some research, and like I mentioned in a previous video, there was a lot of information on how to get online. The DreamPi had just come out, so it was all new to everybody. But there was really no clear instructions on how to get everything set up. So like through a bunch of trial and error, I ended up getting it online properly, and then put up a fairly successful video that's it's still pretty good, but there's good elements in it. like you can still get online that way, but there are better, easier ways to get online now. And yeah, it just kind of helped the community get the Dreamcast connected to the internet again, which, you know, I just did it for fun. Like that was it. I just wanted to have more players. I knew that some people would ask questions about it, and I'd explained it in a bunch of different forums, and I thought, well, it makes more sense just to put together a fairly straightforward, very detailed, like if you follow these exact steps you will have no problem video on how to connect your Dreamcast to DreamPi and get online. Because I think before that the only way to do it was PC DC, which I've never tried, but it seems a little bit convoluted because basically you're using your PC as a server instead of, well, you know, you're doing the same thing with DreamPi, but in using your PC as a server, you're sort of, you know, it's a bit overkill for what you actually need to do, right? Okay, how do we get out of here? I think we go this way. Perfect. You know what? I'd have to say favorite console. It's a toss-up right now because you know what? I can actually just ask if our friend is ready. I have to admit that even though the Dreamcast is my favorite console, I think the most hours I've put into any games have probably been on my PS3 at this point. Just a couple of RPGs. And the funny thing is, they're RPGs that are way better on PC. And those two RPGs are Diablo 3 and Fallout 3. I first got those for PlayStation 3 and put a ton of time into them, had a lot of fun. Then, you know, Fallout 3 is kind of a complete game, especially if you have the Game of the Year edition. There's really not much you can do after that, but you can do a lot of the fan mods, which can be fun. I haven't really experimented with a ton of them, but yeah, those can definitely be entertaining. And with Diablo 3, I mean, that game is crippled on PS3 now. The only way to play it is PS4 or on PC because there's so much that they added to it, and I think they stopped patching it after like 1.4 or something to that effect. So it's completely obsolete on PS3. That said, I haven't deleted my character or anything. And I sold the game. I sold my copy of Reaper of Souls, and I sold my copy of the original version of Diablo 3 that I had. But yeah, like I can't say like I've played a lot of PS3 exclusives. It was just more of a convenient console for me. But the console that I definitely, it's a toss up. I can't game wise, even then it's hard to say. But anyways, the other console that's definitely in direct competition for Dreamcast has got to be the 3DS. I love my 3DS. A lot of really great games on that, especially RPGs, which I like. And the thing with RPGs is that I really find it difficult to play them when you're tethered to a console. I just don't always have access to a console. So to play them on the road, especially with the amount of time they consume, I don't feel guilty about, you know, grinding out 40 hours, 50 hours, 60, 80, 100 hours on a RPG if it's time that I really don't have the opportunity to do anything else with. So I mean, if I'm on the subway, which in my job I do a lot of transiting, if I can play my 3DS and I can put in an hour or two a day, I don't feel bad. You know, because what else am I doing? I could read a book, which occasionally I do on my Kobo, but not often. Occasionally, actually, one of the pickups I hope to show off later is a pretty decent book that I picked up. Actually, I picked up 2 books. I'll show them both off later. But yeah, 3DS for sure is probably one of my favorite consoles. I don't know for sure if it's my favorite console of all time. I don't know if the Dreamcast is. playability, I think the Dreamcast has a lot of excellent games. Then again, those 3DS, but they're just different experiences, and I like them for different reasons. I don't play online with my 3DS ever. I think I played a couple of rounds of Mario Kart 7, and I tried to play a few levels of that terrible RPG dungeon crawler that I was kind of complaining about for the longest time, called Heroes of Ruin. But it's not a fun game to begin with, and to play it with another person where you're, the thing with that game is that I found the equipment and everything to be so uneven, just in terms of what you find. And even when you find stuff, it just, I don't know, like the upgrades and stuff never felt really interesting. Like, you never found any weapons that gave you any cool upgrades. You just found weapons that looked different, and armor that looked different. It had different attributes, but it's not like they would cast different spells. You always had the same thing over and over and over again. Anyways, I found it quite boring. But it was one of those things where I'm like, I can beat this game, so I might as well just put in the time. And sure enough, I did, and I put it down, and I come on, Akira. Oh shoot, I gotta use this. Fuck. Well, I guess I didn't have to, but okay. I was hoping to use that to help our friend out, but okay. Guess I used the wrong MIG attribute. Oh well. Okay. Where was I? Yeah. So anyways, 3DS, PlayStation 3, Dreamcast. I like them all for different reasons. I don't know if I have an absolute favorite. The one cool thing about the PS3 for me was that when I was playing multiplayer games on it, especially with Diablo 3, I had a lot of friends that lived in different provinces than I did. So it gave us the opportunity to kind of talk more in-game, in private game sessions. Like, we could open it up occasionally to let other players in, but overall we would just kind of play amongst each other. So there's like 3 or 4 of us, and we'd jump in a game and chit chat and catch up and stuff like that. We did that for months. It was great. Because we all kind of moved away for work purposes and stuff like that. We were all still pretty tight, so it was nice to connect and sort of have like little game goals while we're at it, right? It was entertaining. I don't have to explain to you why games are fun. They're just fun sometimes, and sometimes they're shit. I definitely enjoy the Dreamcast because of the new friends that I've made, especially like online. I've ran into a few people that say they're relatively close to where I live, and like I belong to quite a few different online groups, and I don't really have a lot of inhibition in terms of meeting people in person, right? Everybody's generally pretty cool, so like a couple of the other training groups and stuff I belong to, like I'll have a beer and a coffee with folks if I run into them and they want to do that. I'm a fairly friendly guy in person, but yeah, I've definitely met a lot of cool people online just through Dreamcast. A lot of people through PSO, a lot of people that I've been kind of getting friendly with over the YouTube chat too, which is kind of nice. Definitely noticed a lot of familiar returning faces. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to stock up more on those. Get out of here, dude. Boom, boom. And yeah, with the 3DS, even though I've never really brought it online, it's just a very convenient console for my lifestyle. The games are great for the most part. There's quite a few really good games, and I don't know if you'd call them AAA. I guess they are for the console. Like, I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles is fantastic. or not Xenoblade Chronicles, sorry, that's for the Wii. I meant to say Xenoblade Chronicles X for the 3DS. But yeah, I just like it because it's just a really convenient machine that has a lot of versatility to it. I mean, you can watch Netflix and YouTube and all that kind of stuff if you're good to go. Let's do it. If you're good to go, and you can I think you can surf the web. I've never tried to, because even though the machine is quite powerful for gaming, it's still not that great of a multimedia system. Everything's kind of sluggish, and the resolution on YouTube and Netflix isn't that great, especially if you have it up close. Your iPhone or something is probably better, but the screen is also a lot bigger than my iPhone, so there is that I take into consideration as well. So sometimes what I'll do is, if I'm like downstairs and I'm doing domestic work like dishes or something like that, I'll just set out my 3DS, prop it up in the corner, and I'll just put on YouTube or something and just kind of have something playing in the background while I'm keeping busy. Generally not like something I have to pay attention to. Typically I'll put on something that just sort of like more or less a podcast, but done in video form, so something I don't necessarily have to look at, but something that if I glance over every once in a while, I you know, probably not missing much. I can fill in the blanks, right? Okay, get out of here, you sons of guns. Oh, come on. I should probably switch back over to my... Yeah, let's do that. Let's switch over to the Yazmukov. Okay, here we go. Boss number 3. Okay, so ideally what we want to do here is... Okay, I'm definitely not helping it by using that special attack. Seems I was healing him more than anything else. Oh, that was quick. Hopefully our friend here managed to tag it a bit. Level 3 clear. 29, cool. So he is definitely going to get up to level 30 by the end of tonight. Okay, do we have anything else we can use? Should probably get some more trimate and dimate. What do we got here? Oh, another grinder. Okay, cool. Actually, we got 3 of those now. Okay, we can definitely use some trimate. We can always use more Meseta. I don't know. I just kind of let the anti-paralysis... I just sort of let the paralysis run its course. I don't really think about it that much. Alright, here we go. Last level. You are going to make it to level 30 tonight. Maybe 31. Okay, so what time do we got? It's even numbers, right? Oh, and our friend is passed away again. Alright, let's get out here somehow. There we go. Start taking these guys out. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. And I think I'm going to try and get a little bit of distance just to draw their attention away. And while we're here, why don't we use these guys? Cool. And There we go. Alright, let's clear these out before all of us die, because even though my character is quite strong, I do occasionally get a little bit overconfident and... Oh, evade material, cool. And not look at what my health is at and die. Okay, well, let's see if we can do a run back to Pioneer. Did you want to go back to Pioneer for a sec? No time. Alright, well. Okay, let's run. Hopefully we can find some more mates along the way. I probably should have been keeping up on them myself, but I really wasn't paying a ton of attention. Oh well, c'est la vie. Okay. And what do we got here? Anything good? Not really. Nothing that we can use. Let's quickly take this guy out. Oh, where's he gonna respawn? There he is. Awesome. Okay. What do we got there? No, we don't need fluids. Okay. Hopefully. Okay, where are we going here? We're going the wrong way. Hopefully we can make it all the way to Falls. Oh, we can only use a Moon Atomizer. We can make it all the way to Falls and stock up on lots of supplies en route and not have to make a run back to Pioneer. That would be the end goal. Because Eureka has to go to work in like 15 minutes, so... Alright, and bang, bang, bang. Done. Cool. Level 30. Awesome. Alright, I always forget which door to go through, so let's just pick any door. This one look good? Why not? Okay, this is one of those ones I think that's gonna like send me all over the place. Yep, okay, bang, bang, bang. Warp, and there I am, out again. Alright, which one am I supposed to take again? It's one of these two, I guess. Let's try this guy. Okay, sweet. This is where if Kurohan was watching us right now, they'd probably be shaking their head. Okay, let's just take all of these guys out and quickly make a run to Falls, because it appears as though time is quite limited. So let's just play this game fast and dirty. Perfect. Alright, anything here that we need? Trap Vision, Soul Atomizer. Not really. Alright, let's take this guy out, and is that the end? Nothing's gonna respawn. Sweet. Oh, I stand corrected. We're still not quite there yet. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, let's do it. Sure, let's just quickly. Yeah, we should probably grab that. Okay, let's just quickly do Falls. See how fast we do it. Alright, and alright, sweet. So we got that at least. I would think at this point we should be able to just breeze through Falls, but you know, you can just never I can never quite tell if I'm gonna be successful or not. At least here I survive a little bit more. Alright, let's just launch this guy and get all these things out of the way because they're so fucking annoying. Bang! Okay, we gotta bring Yakira back, Eureka back. Did grab a moon atomizer, so it should be okay. Okay, so let's just grab the Yasminkov. Sweet. Okay, that was nice and easy. And let's quickly tag him. And I hope when he comes Dark Falls, we'll have just as much luck, because this is also very inspiring to actually do the offline quest in hard. I've been talking about it for so long, but just haven't quite got to it, because it's like 4 hours, and 4 hours by yourself playing this game. Not the most fun for me, I'll be honest. Okay, oh shit, where's Yakira? Or Eureka? Why do I always want to say Yakira? I think it's because Akira seems to just roll off my tongue. Okay, you're gonna have to tag it again. Tag again. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Alright, come on, you son of a bitch. Alright, stay close to Eureka. Perfect. Okay, hopefully Eureka was able to tag them before I kill them. Because if you die, you lose. You don't get the XP. And sweet. Hopefully they got the XP for that. Because I'm not sure how much it is, but I think it's probably around, was it 5,000 or something? Which can definitely do a dent when you're around level 30. Cool. Well, that was easy. Did you get the XP? Great! If you die, you need to tag again to get the XP. No prob. Get your reward at the counter and get to work. Okay, it looks like Akira is probably going to end up logging off quite quickly because they have to get to their job, so that's not a problem. Alright, let's see if we found any goodies. And we'll go back to Pioneer, we'll claim our reward, and we'll see if anything else exciting is happening tonight. Okay, that was... I'm definitely going to have to beat this game on the hard on hard mode offline, because that was kind of a cakewalk. I mean, it's not... That's not exactly surprising, given the fact I'm at like level 107, but I don't really optimize my character that much. That's kind of part of the problem. So, anyway, no big deal. We seem to get through Dark Falls with no issues. So let's go back and see what our reward is. I think it's probably like a couple, what is it, like 10,000 Meseta or something? And it looks like Yakira is already offline. That's not a problem. And did we get any items that we can use? Oh, evade material. Cool. Can't really use that. Alright, well, let's go to the shop here. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to bother healing up, because we're going to go right back to Pioneer, and then once we go there, or the lobby rather, once we go there, we heal up anyways. Okay. And Trimate, I guess I need more Maceta. Oh geez, there's Escape Doll too. I should probably get that just in case we go to Ultimate or something, but it looks like I lost my cash somewhere along the line. Okay. Take Maceta, and we'll just take the lot. Buy what we need. And go back to the lobby. Buy. Okay, and buy. And that's pretty much it. Okay, cool. So we'll deposit the rest, and that should be good. Okay. And I don't think I have any more grinders. It's one thing I shouldn't say I regret. I mean, people have given me so many grinders over the year and a bit that I've been playing this game, but I did unload like a ton of die and mono grinders to a couple of players, and I could really use them for my weapon right now. Oh well, c'est la vie. Alright, what was our rank? Is it A rank? I think it's probably B. We did get... oh, yeah, it's definitely B. Too many deaths. D rank, yep. That's okay. 5,000 Maceta. Wow. Okay, cool. So let's go to the lobby. See if there's any more players kicking around. Alright. And let's just see if there's any other teams. And there's not. Let's see. Change ship. Who's on Cilia? 2 users. There's 1 person in Altamira. Now let's check who's there. Why not? Alright, and I am going to, while we're trying to figure that out, let's just organize team, join team. Okay, that's obviously not a team that we can join, but lots of people come to Altamira. So actually, while we're waiting to see who is actually playing on this ship, I just want to show you guys a couple of really cool things I picked up. So I got this for $1. Why not? I played it on my iPhone all the time before it became like a really terrible pay to win game, but I thought, okay, cool. For a cheap PC game, we got Plants vs. Zombies. Again, $1. Game of the Year edition. So, you know, you plug it in, you play. I was surprised actually. It's actually a full screen game. I thought for some reason it would have been remastered in HD, like full 1080p, which I imagine it is, but this came out in like what, 2010. So anyway, still a fun game if you want like 5 minutes to kill. Used to be Solitaire, now it's Plants vs. Zombies. Just some fun stuff. So I ended up getting another Game Boy SP. This is only the AGS 001, but perfectly fine screen still. Really good extra console to have around. Actually, the screen doesn't have a scratch on it, which is kind of nice. It came with a charger, but the reason I actually bought it, because I was actually going to turn it down at first, was just for this alone. It came with a copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 in it, which, you know, I've played that on a million different, well, I shouldn't say million, but quite a few different consoles and beat, but I didn't have the original cart for the Game Boy Advance SP, and everything altogether came to $12. So I thought, hey, why not? So I may or may not sell this if I can find the right buyer. I know most people are interested in the AGS 101, but I think the 001 is quite fine as well. This is just a quick, I put a picture of this actually on the Dreamcast Junkyard recently, and it was a mug that I found. So it's a Sonic mug, as you can see here. The cool thing is that it's not like a cheap knockoff. If you look down below here, it's actually officially licensed. So anytime I find officially licensed products, I generally try to pick them up. Just kind of fun to have. Oh hey, there's Kuroheim. Cool, let's do a round or two with them. And just before we jump into a game, I'm just going to show you guys these. I'm going to put these up on my channel. I've been putting a lot of VHS rips up lately, just from random VHSs that I find that I know are not available on DVD. So this one looked ridiculous. It was real stories of the highway patrol car crashes. So this is probably one of those ones that you could buy on late night television back in the day. This one just looked cool. It's from Hollyweird Video. Sinister Cinema. And it's Assassins of Youth, which just looks like a marijuana propaganda video. I'm sure it'll be ridiculous. Kind of in the vein of, what was that one called? Reefer Madness. That's what I'm anticipating anyway. Now this is available on DVD, but I got the VHS because I kind of trade with a bunch of VHS collectors that like wrestling videos. So it's WWF's Funniest Moments. These are all like $0.25 each, so who cares, right? This one I'll save for last, but Jerky Boys, Don't Hang Up Tough Guy. So if anybody is a child of the 90s like me, you probably listened to some Jerky Boys tapes back in the day, and they were the best. They're still actually really funny. I put a couple of their tapes, their MP3s on my iPod, and I was like laughing out loud on the subway car, just remembering how funny it used to be to prank call back in the day. And this one just looked absolutely terrible, and I'm sure most of you are going to be just chomping at the bit for me to upload it, which I will. Hopefully it won't get flagged, but it's Fabio, A Time for Romance. So this video I remember hearing about back in the day, and it is a terrible video that Fabio made for his fans of him trying to act, and I'm sure it's just as glorious as it sounds. Okay, let's get back to the game here so we're not ticking off anybody. All right. Hey. Sorry, just chatting to the stream. 192. Only another, what would that be? 16 million XP to go. I think they said it's like 2 million per level after 190. Hey, welcome aboard all you new folks. Okay, I'm not even at 80 mil XP. Didn't you say it was about 2 mil for every level after 190? I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that's what they said. Yep, new level. What happens at 200? Wonder when your stats max out, like at 200, does everything just completely cap and level off? Thanks to my guild, they helped me. Cool. Okay, so I have about 30 min left before I have to Jet. Did you want to play a quick game? Kuroheim may be waiting for some other players. I'm not 100% sure, but we can at least like play around in the forest or something like that. Ba-da-ba-ba. They may be away from keyboard. Not a problem. Alright, well, maybe what we'll do is we'll start up a team, organize team, create team, PSO version 2, and we'll call ourselves UGB, and ultimate, and register. And let's see if Kuroheim bursts behind us. If they do, that would be awesome. They may not, though. It seems like they might be waiting for some other people. It did mention something about a guild, so we will putter around in the forest for a sec just to see if they decide to join us. And if they do, great. If not, we will play with them next time. I know I do the same thing too, like whenever people that are their levels are much more below mine, like I feel kind of bad because I really want to help and support people that are just starting out, but at the same time, if I got 3 other ultimate players that want to play a game, it's not rare, but it's just one of those things where like you can't say no when you got 4 people on an ultimate team and you end up doing like a whole ton of grinding and stuff like that. Alright, sweet, so we got Kuroheim joining for a bit. Alright, let's go back to Pioneer. Heading back. Good, I'm glad you made it to work in time. Thanks for the game, that was a lot of fun. Next time you jump on, let me know, and I'll probably have some gear that I can give you. I definitely have quite a few mags you can play around with. Probably some armor and stuff that you can use as well, so let me know what works for you. Any suggestions for a quick quest? Alright, so let's see what we got in the forest ones. Maybe we can do like a let's not do a retrieval. Those things are kind of boring, actually. Get my father's sword, and then when you do, you just get some XP, and that's about it. Maybe there's like a VR. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I missed that. Okay. Sorry, what did they say in the chat log? Chat. Log window. I never did fix the connectivity issues. Oh. That sucks. Are you still DCing? What? I had a DC that was doing that. It turns out the caps were bad on the main board, and that was causing the modem to short. Once I replaced them, it worked fine. So not suggesting that's pardon me. Not suggesting that's 100% what's going on with Kuroheim's connection, but at the it's a possibility. Any good events? Let's do retrieval. Let's try the let's try this one. Let's just do this one quick. Why not? The heat sword. Alright, we've already heard this a million times. Yeah, I was using a modem, but it still connects to the board the same way. Are you using a repeater or extender? Alright, let's talk to this oh, we already talked to this person. Let's just get to the forest and let's just get this done. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the only thing I can suggest for an extender is sometimes, depending on how your network's set up, it can give you all sorts of grief. Any chance you can connect wired? See if that helps. Otherwise, you may need to check your network. I know I had a bad extender repeater that caused me all sorts of grief. Then I bought a dedicated repeater and it works like a charm. Oh cool, so we got all of these grinders. Kiroheim, I suspect you're possibly watching my video earlier when I was complaining about grinders. Oh wow, and they got me right beefed up too. Cool. And let's see here. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, so I think we're probably gonna stick with this shot for now. And once we get a little room to breathe, let's throw these grinders onto our gun. UGB, what does it stand for? I've mentioned it a few times, but I mean, with the amount of content that I have up, it's no problem if you missed it. But the handle is just actually a short form for a handle that I've been using for probably close to 25 years now at this point. And that is Ugly Goblin Boy. Now, I came up with that way back in the day, before even really the modern internet as we know it. It was actually a handle that I kind of came up with. I haven't been using my special with this weapon. It's too unpredictable. I see them. Yes, okay. So I knew that much about the good buffs. You don't want to see them on enemies. Yep, that makes sense. I know that the special attack on this S rank weapon will buff the enemies and debuff us sometimes, so we want to make sure that we don't use that. So I don't really use my special attack with this thing. I only use my heavy attack. I have only been using my light and heavy attack with this weapon. The special is way too unstable. Yeah, so I came up with that handle way back, like probably when did I first kind of get connected to BBSs? Probably like 1991 or so. I played around with them a bit, like back in the mid 80s, with like the Commodore 64 and stuff like that, but I didn't really get into the BBS scene until the early to mid 90s. I think that's when it just peaked. You know, I had like I think I had a, what did I have? I had a 46. It wasn't the best 46 in the world, but it was enough to kind of get me by. I remember I got really pissed off at it because it had, I don't know what the processor was. It definitely wasn't a Pentium, which I was really kind of pissed off about. Like, I don't know, pissed off as a stupid like 14, 15-year-old kid could possibly get. Oh, my stupid computer isn't fast enough. But I remember there's a few games I couldn't play. Like, I couldn't play a lot of those 3D accelerated games. So games like, I remember Carmageddon I really wanted to play, but it just choked. And I could play Duke Nukem, but the gameplay was so choppy and so laggy on my computer that it was really, it wasn't an enjoyable experience. Awesome, sweet, I got a level up. So anyways, I would play people. That was back when you had to connect directly over the telephone line to people's places. Like, you can do on LAN games and stuff like that, but you could still play over a dial-up connection with a lot of those games. The only problem was that it was super slow. They didn't really optimize, like the lines were just slow. It was just the way it is. I think the most you can get was like a 56K modem, which, you know, is hypothetically what we're using to play this, and it plays fine. But again, it was just like the networks back in the day. They weren't designed for internet traffic. So because of that, oh, where are we going? Because of that, it didn't really matter what you did. If you were out in the country like I was, everything just kind of played like shit. But yeah, I can remember playing a lot of door games back in the day, particularly games like Lord, Legend of the Red Dragon, which you can still play online now. It's a text-based adventure RPG style game. Usurper, which was quite a complicated game. Like, there's a lot more, like, it was a text-based game, and there was a lot more crafting, a lot more items you can get, like very specialized equipment and stuff, but it was all text-based. So I mean, like, you can get a ring for every finger, I think, if I remember correctly. You're gonna get like all the armor. It was down to like every plate basically that you can upgrade. And yeah, I enjoyed it, but it was quite a complicated game back in the day, especially when I was like quite a young kid. What was it? Scorched Earth was a fun game to play. That wasn't a text. That was like one of the few games that was like real time. For BBS's real time, kind of like an animated game that you could play. You couldn't really, like, the BBS's didn't really support games like Worms and stuff, which were also available, but just not through the BBS. Like, you couldn't run the game directly off the BBS server, right? Which is what those other door games were doing. What was the other good one? I don't know, there's quite a few fun ones, and yeah, that's what I used the handle with, and then I just kind of stuck with it. It was like kind of an impulsive handle. And I used to have the domain for a number of years, and I let it lapse because who cares about domain names nowadays, right? In fact, it was funny when I let it lapse almost immediately, like the very hour that it lapsed, I guess somebody bought it up. Just like one of those bots that buys it up and says, hey, if you want to buy it back, pay us this much. It's like, you know what? Enjoy. I don't know anybody that goes to websites nowadays to get their information. Do you have the special on the A? Yes. Might want to change it. You know what? You're probably right. Maybe I can put something else down there. Okay, let's go to customize. And let's change this. Okay, what can we change this to? Yeah, let's just use that. Star atomizer. Okay. A is star. Atomizer. That'll come in handy. Except if I do that, because I have too many diamate and I try to pick it up. Alright, here we go. Bang, bang, tag. Yeah, so anyways, then I used to you would have A as standard attack. You know what, I guess so, because E and X is heavy. You're probably right, because A is to pick up. So you know what, let's do that. That's a really good idea, actually. So rather than do that, let's have A as standard attack, and we'll have that as I like that idea. Okay, X is special. There we go. So at least that way I can pick up things and I don't have to worry about debuffing. That makes more sense. Good advice, Kuroheim. Okay, where are we going now? Okay, they're just behind us, so let's open up this door and let's quickly... Actually, you know what? Let's use some of these grinders while we're here. Use. And do we have any more? No, we don't. That's okay. Let's tag these guys. Oh, who needs to tag them when we just kill them, right? And who else? Nobody. Okay, well, let's just hit this, get it out of the way. Why aren't these doors opening? Ah, that's why. So I think what was happening was, since my special attack was also A, and A is also the button that you hit to activate things, every time I would do things like pick up an item, I was debuffing stuff. That would make sense. Okay. Thanks for the tip, Kuroheim. Okay, any goodies in here? Probably not, but we'll take a look anyways. More tech that I can't use. So it appears as though there's this new game coming out for Dreamcast. I can't remember the name of it exactly. Just not off the top of my head. For some reason I feel like it fits into the Zia series, but I could possibly be wrong. Or no, wait, it's not Zia at all. It's What's that other female character that these third-party companies are really trying to prop up? I can't recall off the top of my head. I'll have to go online and check it out. But anyways, actually, let's go to the Dreamcast Junkyard really quick. Dreamcast Junkyard. And get the name, because it's going to bother me otherwise. But yeah, brand new indie game in development. The Kickstarter, I think, is going live today. Don't quote me on it exactly. The thing is, though, I've seen some of the gameplay stuff, and it's a platformer, which is great. I don't know if it's going to offer too much unique attributes to the like utilizing the Dreamcast hardware to get me too excited. It looks like just a kind of an average platformer. It actually looks like a Flash-based game, to be quite honest. So I'm just going to news real quick on Dreamcast. Intrepid Izzy. That's what it's called. Intrepid Izzy. So anyways, it looks like a very competent game, but it looks like a Flash game. I'm sure it'll play fine, and I'm sure they're going to have some little tricks in there that make it very interesting, but I don't know, just looking at the trailer for it, nothing about it got me excited, unfortunately. So I don't know if I'm going to be picking that particular one up. That said, I have really been slacking lately on some of these homebrew games. I know that what's that person's name? Josh Prod has put out another batch of games that have been pressed and are ready to go, and I haven't picked those up yet either. In fact, he's the one that put out a couple of good racing games last year, and there's a couple of good puzzle games that he put out this year as well, and they look fantastic, and the reviews I've read for them also say they're pretty good. I think he put out a couple of different PC ports, if I remember properly. But does want quite a bit of money for them, which is understandable. Like, I mean, I bet you it takes a lot of work to put these things out and to press them professionally the way he does. It's just I can't justify spending that much money on, you know, games that I don't know. I shouldn't say the games that, basically just games I won't play, and games that don't fit into canon with the official catalog, which is what I'd like to concentrate most of my money towards. Just disposable money, like eBay money and stuff like that. Stuff I don't have to feel guilty about. Why is that? Only takes 3 shots to kill stuff. Thanks to you and this S rank. So yeah, I think maybe after I complete the official collection, which I'm halfway there, you know, and I've only got about maybe 5 or 6 really expensive games to get left. Cannon Spike, Project Justice, Mark of Wolves. Those are the real heavy hitters that I have left on my collection to get. I guess Gunbird 2, that's getting kind of expensive nowadays, but not too many. Again, it'll be one of those things where I'll just get them slowly. I don't see them getting too much more expensive than they already are right now. So I'll take my time. I think Cannon Spike has gone up about $100 in the last year, which is kind of frightening, but you know, it is what it is. And yeah, so the plan is basically just kind of get those big, heavy, expensive games first, get those out of the way while they're, you know, I shouldn't say cheap, but, you know, at least attainable, because there does get a point where these games just aren't attainable. Like, I picked up my copy of Sonic Limited Edition for fairly cheap. Not super cheap, but fairly cheap. It was $100, which is more than I'd like to spend on any disc-based game. But now, I mean, there's so few copies floating around, especially the copy I have, which is complete. So it comes with a disc, it comes with the cover art, it comes with the case and everything like that. So, you know, I think now they go for about $1,000, which is absolutely insane. I've seen some people selling just the case for about $500 or $600, something like that. Because you can get the loose disc for about $50 to $60 right now, which is still way too much for that particular game. The first time I actually had it in my possession, it was a damaged copy that I got by accident, and then I ended up winning this eBay bid and got the full version from some guy. I think he was out in Alberta or something like that. Just nobody was bidding on it. There's like 2 or 3 bids, and it was just one of those things where I just sniped it at the right time before there was like a lot of eyes on Dreamcast stuff. Like, especially nowadays, there's always been eyes on Dreamcast stuff, especially for the collectors that know what they're looking for. But nowadays, you know, people are like sharks. I don't see too many open auctions nowadays for the high-end good stuff. Just a lot of buy and nows. Occasionally you'll see an auction, and even the auctions, they go for way over what I'm feeling comfortable paying. Even last year, like I actually had a guy refund or cancel an auction I won, and it was a pretty decent auction. It's just like, I don't know if I want to spend $100 on it, but it was like a Sega Sports Dreamcast with a Sega Sports controller. I already had one, so I didn't really feel the need to get a second one. It had like a sealed fishing rod, it had like a sealed Dream connector, a bunch of VMUs, rumble packs, all the goodies, you know. And I was just like, I don't necessarily need this stuff. I kind of needed the Dream connector, and honestly, it would have been worth it for that alone. But I had him refund my money, and then almost immediately I had, you know, I shouldn't say buyer's remorse because I never bought anything, but I definitely had remorse over not taking the entire package from this person. Okay, at least we're able to hit him for a little bit. So yeah, nowadays I don't see very many open auctions at all. I see a couple, but most of the time all I see is buy it nows for way too much. Occasionally I will find things out in the wild, but I put them for very reasonable things. Like I sold, just because I found 3 Dreamcast games for $2 a piece, a couple titles I needed, and then a couple of titles I didn't need but were good titles. So, you know, like, I didn't need another copy of Midnight Street Racer, and I didn't need another copy of Crazy Taxi 2, but I bought them because I knew I could get money back on the stuff I did buy. Fuck you. And you know, I sold them for $10 a piece, so got my money back from what I spent, and didn't have to feel guilty about anything afterwards, which oh no, I don't think I tagged it in time. Fuck me. Did I get the XP? No, I didn't, did I? God damn it. I didn't tag in time. Oh well, c'est la vie. Did we need any of this stuff? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Hopefully I did. Alright, do we have any goodies around here? Dooey. We got some more Masetta, which is always handy. But I'm not seeing a whole lot. Good to know. Alright, sweet. So let's go back and get our reward. Actually, let's check what's going on with our XP, because even though we just got a level up, I don't anticipate we'll see another one very soon, but you never know. Okay, anything that I have here that I gotta sell before I got hit material, which I should probably put. This thing's gotta go. Probably put that in the bank. Alright. What's this person have to say? Thanks for taking care of that. Okay. Please get your reward at the counter. And at least we'll get some photon points. Sweet! So we're gonna have to tweak up a weapon pretty soon. Hey, Paul, welcome aboard. Alright, let's see if Kurlheim is gonna come back and join us. Maybe while we're waiting for Kurlheim, I'm just gonna show you guys a couple more things before we call it a night. I'm sure Kurlheim will not be very far behind, but just the last couple of things I ended up getting this week. So if you're a fan of stand-up comedy, you probably know who Bill Hicks is, and just found one of his books. Love All the People. Anyways, don't know much about it, but really curious to read it. Probably an easy read. I think it's just bits from his stand-up and stuff like that. And oh wait, there's Kurlheim, so let's go say hello to them. Thanks for a good game. I gotta jet for tonight. Catch you on Saturday. Alright. Night. Cool. Alright, well, let's save as we do. Save one. And let's quit our game. Alright, saving game. Do not remove your memory card. And here we go, back to the splash screen. So, Alright, well, that was it. I'm just going to show you a couple more goodies that I got tonight. So I found a couple more DS games and stuff out in the wild. This one, I don't know, it was kind of impulsive. I guess I probably shouldn't have bought it, but I always like my racing games on the DS. So, you know, Hot Wheels Fast Track Attack, sorry. Figured, hey, why not? It was $2. But I did get some really good games too out there as well. So the Rayman games I always find fun. So I got Raving Rabbids. That's how you pronounce it. Another $2 game. Tetris for the DS, which I think is probably the best version of Tetris on the DS. Much better than Tetris Axis. So I'm really glad to have that. Mario and Sonic Winter Games. Another really good DS game. So I'm glad to have that as well. Nano Assault, which is pretty underrated 3DS game. And I got this actually I didn't get this in a thrift store. I actually got this at a GameStop for $8. So I was pretty happy to find that. And this was a really cool $2 find as well. It's Capcom versus SNK for the PlayStation 2. I have it also for Dreamcast as well, so it's just kind of nice to have another copy on PS2, which I think I will actually be selling sooner than I think. I've got a PS2 Fat in the garage, and I think I'm going to do the hard drive mod and just throw lots of games on the hard drive instead. So we'll see what happens. A lot of projects in the work. All right, so as you can probably tell, my throat is definitely leaving me. I've been coming off this illness, so I'm going to call it quits for tonight. Really appreciate everybody watching, all the people that are supporting me through Patreon and sending donations and things like that. I appreciate it so much. Definitely nothing that I ever expected. I totally started doing these streams and stuff just because I wanted to have some fun, and I was really curious about the streaming process in general. The intention's never been to like make money and be a YouTube superstar or whatever, which, you know, if you've seen some of the view counts on some of the videos, that's probably not going to happen. But again, that's neither here nor there. I really like the small community that kind of comes in and joins and watches and comments and stuff like that. So I really appreciate everything. Comments, donations, all that kind of stuff. Did not expect it. Put it out there just because, hey, why not? But I really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody, for all the support and every way you do provide support. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go for now. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Night.